Hello, Facebook friends and YouTube friends. So I also take these videos and I pop them over onto my YouTube channel. Once I'm done, I download them there so you can watch them there as well. So I'll say hi to both lands. I'm going to do a mic check. Testing, testing. Let me know if you can't hear me. I have a backup microphone when this one dies, but this one's fully charged, I think. So thanks for joining me, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I'm working with acrylics with my 2-inch brush currently, and this is a 30 by 60-inch canvas. This one takes anywhere between an hour and 2.5 hours. Depends how much talking I'm doing in between. So if you can stick around, wonderful. If you can't, that's fine too. Just watch as long as you feel, and maybe you'll be inspired to create something today yourself. Once I'm done, I will post the final painting in the comments with the size and the price and everything. So everything I paint on here is also for sale, which is super fun. So yes, so we're doing 30 by 60-inch piece. And I'm going to show you my reference picture now. So this is a photo I found online. Okay, so this is what we're doing today. So keep in mind, there you go. Keep in mind that what you see here is a mirror image, right? So the camera plays tricks on you when I flip it so I can see the painting reflected in the phone and your comments. This is my right hand. I know this is going to freak people out. People tell me, you're left-handed. I'm like, well, no, I'm not. So now I'm working on what I always do. This is called the underpainting, or the grounding layer, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just looking at my image and I'm just kind of blurring the lines. I'm squinting and I'm seeing colors of the undertones of the whole painting. And this kind of also helps placement of things and where I want gaps in the sky and where I want the clouds to be. It's sort of like the warm-up. So if you have questions, please pop them in the comments. I will go and answer them sometimes in the video, but most of the time after the fact. Happy to answer your questions. These are heavy-bodied acrylic paints. And yes, if you can't stick around the whole time, don't worry about it. You can come back later and fast forward, check out the YouTube channel. I forgot to put all the links like I usually do, so I'll do that after. I can put them in the comments. Links to my website, my upcoming open house, which is this Saturday. Links to the tools that I use, the canvas, the easel as well. So if you're curious about all that info, I will put it in comments for later. Right now we're painting. That's what we're focused on. If you'd like to share where you're watching from, it's always nice to know where people are connecting from around the world. I'm broadcasting from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Edmonton is the capital of Alberta. It's quite far north. It's like central, north central of our province. I'm excited. I'm going to be traveling to New Brunswick beginning of December. I'm going on a painting trip adventure. Some clients of mine invited me. They ordered some paintings and I'm going to paint them at their place. So that's going to be super fun. They're giant pieces. One piece is 6 by 8 feet. Two other very life-size pieces. So I'll be painting them on location and talking about it and kind of sharing the adventure of that whole thing in my Instagram stories. So if you're an Instagram person, that's where you'll be able to see sort of behind the scenes. Maybe I'll do some live videos while I'm there too. We'll see. Yeah, so still doing this rounding layer. Let's do some pops of orange. So this is the landscape scene. I typically do start with a grounding layer in all of my paintings. It's a good exercise to warm up your arm and also to get rid of that white space in front of you. Good exercise. If you do want to know when I go live next, I can't actually tell you when, but you can get set your settings on Facebook for when your favorite pages go live, so you can do that with me. I'm not consistent on when I do these. I literally decide within 20 minutes, I'm going to do a live video today. See, my husband's texting me. You'll notice pretty quickly that I'm indisposed at the moment. So that looks good. I like that. I should play a game on here because people say to me, I love it just how it is. Don't do anything else. We should play a game like stop. And if you say stop, you're buying the painting as is. But these are all for sale. A painting this size goes for $36.25. That's in Canadian dollars. So, oh, hello, someone's saying something. So the commission I'm going to be doing for these people, they basically are selecting pieces that already exist, a few of them, and saying paint larger versions of what I've made already, but they'll be quite unique in their own pieces. And then they're asked for some peonies in their paintings too. So we'll see. It's still kind of under construction as to what exactly I'll be doing for them, but we will see. It doesn't sound like either one of them are from New Brunswick. So they just liked my work and asked me to come, and they're having a spiritual retreat out at their place. And so I'll be painting during this retreat with about 30 people over the weekend. So yeah, that's coming up for me in the beginning of December. Thank you for joining me. This is great. It's too bad it doesn't translate these videos into other languages. Live videos just have the capability of just recording in the language that the host is speaking. So hopefully you can still enjoy, even though you might not understand what I'm saying. But I've never been to the East Coast, really, that far out, so I'm very excited. The furthest east of Canada I've been is Windsor, Ontario, where I have extended family out there. So it'll be nice after I've finished those paintings. I will hopefully have some time to explore the city, which would be super fun. So this is the undertones of the water part of the painting. And placement of this is very fluid. It's just a general guide, general underglow. But it's a nice exercise to do an extra layer like this underneath your whole painting. Just my process, not necessary. It's just a fun technique to incorporate. Just do a little bit more on this one edge over here. Excuse me. So now I'm going to start kind of putting in this wispy sky. That's kind of the sky color that's there in the photo. The type of sky, a wispy sky. Building it over top of that under painting. So I actually, I just sold a painting that kind of looks like this. And so I'm doing one similar. It was hanging on my wall for my art show coming up. So I thought, well, that space in the wall is empty now, so I need another piece this size. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to use some of that color that I see there. I'm not going to change it too much with blue. I'm going to incorporate some of that color underneath into the next layer here for the sky. Some of that pink. So it's sort of like a guide. That undertone was kind of a guide for what I want to happen in the next layer. In my products page of my website, where you'll find tools I use, and you will see the types of paint that I use. You can buy everything on the website there. It'll show you paints, my easel, canvas, paintbrushes, all kinds of materials. These are heavy-bodied acrylics. So whatever peaks and layers and little ridges of paint that you see when you're laying it down, however you leave it, it will dry just as strong as you've laid it down. That's what you get when you buy good paint. It holds its structure when you put it down on canvas. Hi, Amy. I see you. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Please let me know where you're watching from. We'll see where all of our friends are connected to. And let me know what brings you back to watching these live videos. People, a lot of repeat watchers, which I love. I recognize lots of your names. So that's very fulfilling for me, connecting to all of you from all over the world. Some of you are brand new, so welcome to my channel. And these videos, I download them and also put them in my YouTube channel. So you can see the videos. If you get kind of antsy and want to see the end of the painting, you can fast forward on there. These videos stay up on Facebook for 30 days, and then I move them over to YouTube so you can see there. We got a Florida watcher. I'm sure it's way warmer in Florida than it is here. Everybody from Canada goes to Florida this time of year. An essential tool in painting is hot tea. Cheers. Okay, so let's continue with, oh, what am I doing? Not the knife yet. Let's keep with the brush. We'll do knife work in a little bit. Yes, it's live currently. Thank you, Sandra. Yes, we are live right now. Yes, sometimes you'll catch me once the live is over. But you are live right now. So yes, if you have questions, please pop them in the comments. I will go and answer them as much as I can during the live video, but most of the questions I'll answer after the fact, because you're here to watch the painting, not listening to me talk. I've been doing a lot of these sort of sunsetty skies lately, which super calming and relaxing, not only to look at, but they're also the color, the warm tones and stuff are really just, they're fun to paint. If you're feeling cold, make a painting with warm colors. When I'm painting, I like to just kind of play. And then it's enjoyable for me. If I'm having fun painting it, I imagine others will enjoy watching. I think that's how it goes. If we're doing something and we're stressed out, you're going to stress out the people who are in the room with you. I just came from a doctor's appointment, and can you imagine if the technician was stressed out? She was so relaxed, and so was I, and everything was fine. And we visited, and she did her job, and I just had my ultrasound, and it was all good. And I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. Just like routine stuff. So if you are in Edmonton, Alberta, I know most of you aren't from here, but if you are curious about my gallery showing, I have a showcase this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So please come and be my guest. Have some wine, have some snacks, check out the latest pieces. But painting should be fun and relaxing and enjoyable. I say this a lot in my videos, but the last video I said, if you're painting and it's stressful and you're not enjoying it, you're doing it wrong. Find a way to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, there's something telling you, listen to that and go, okay, what is it about this that I'm not enjoying? And then maybe it's the medium you're using, it's frustrating, or maybe it's the tools you're using, maybe it's the room you're painting in, who knows? But ask those questions, answer those questions, and if you truly do love painting, it'll help you discover what is it that will help you keep liking and enjoying painting, because it should be quite fulfilling, and it is fulfilling, it's relaxing. Creating something from nothing is very fulfilling. I'll share this because my bandmate is watching. I'm in a band with some friends from college, and we create music together. We get together a couple times a month, and we write and play music together, and it's so much fun. We create something from nothing, from an idea, and then we've created a whole entire song. And before you know it, there's an album there of new creation that never existed before then. And it's like the universe is waiting for us to come into our purpose. One of our purposes in life is to create, I think. And whether you're creating spreadsheets or you're developing things in a lab, or you are creative in the way you teach, or all those things, creativity should flow and does flow, whether you realize it or not. It flows into our lives. I laugh when people say, I'm not creative. I'm like, I think you are. I think your idea of what creativity really looks like is in your brain at the moment limited to what you believe creativity is and what it looks like, because it can have it can have a lot of forms. It can be many forms of creative. We allow ourselves the time spent doing creative things too. That plays an important role. Maybe this video will remind you to go and pick up that quilting project that's been sitting around, or maybe the guitar has been sitting in the corner of the room for a few months or weeks or years, and it's never too late. Never too late to pick it up You're never too old. You're not too young. It's never too late to pursue that thing that's calling your name. Okay, that's a very colorful sky. I like it. But we are going to tone her down just a little smidge. On the one side over here, we're going to do some more blue. Just keep playing with it till we feel we can go to the next step. Some blue here. Oh, my cat's wanting outside. You want outside, Hopper? You want to go outside? My cat goes outside many times a day, and he seems to always catch me when I'm doing a live video. Like they know. Hi. Mama's painting. So if you have questions and I haven't answered them yet, I'm sorry. I'm focused on painting. I don't want to keep people too long on here. So I'll mostly answer your questions after I've gone logged off, and I'll go back and post the painting, the picture of the painting. I will answer questions. So I haven't forgotten. I see that there's comments and questions, which I super appreciate. A little more blue, keep going with the blue. So my website, giselledenis.com, if you want to open another screen on your computer while you're watching, you can check out, if you click on portfolio, you will see my latest works and my paintings ship worldwide. I've just kind of reconfigured a whole bunch of my purchase options, so you can opt to ship it in a tube. It's about half to a third of the cost if it's shipping quite far. If you are in Australia, for example, it's much more economical to ship it in a tube. I can ship it on the frame, meaning it's stretched like this. And if in a tube means I literally take it off this wooden frame and I roll the canvas and I ship it in a tube. But then you have to have it restretched once it arrives. But it's a way. It's a way, and May will make a way. Okay, just gonna add some more blue on this one side. And then pretty soon we're gonna start getting in our tree line. So these are not teaching videos, although people tell me they learn things by watching. I'm not an art teacher. That is a special skill in its own right. I'm more here to talk through painting, talk about life. I tell people I work out life by painting. Painting is very much so like a mental health thing for me. It keeps me grounded and focused and maybe thinking less about problems. And it's my way of contributing to the world with art, in the form of art. If you're a painter and you've wondered if your presence in the world is important, I'm here to tell you it is. If you're a creator and you feel like, oh, does my work matter as much as a teacher or a surgeon or a doctor or a lawyer? Yes, yes it does. It matters. It does. So now I'm slowly kind of just putting in this edge of the water. But I want to kind of start this horizon line. I like to split up my paintings in thirds. So if I put the water right in the middle all the way across, it almost splits up the painting into two different pictures almost. And so it's almost telling your brain these are two separate images. So visually pleasing to the eye more so it would be splitting up in thirds. Like, it's hard. That's the best I can explain it in this moment, but that's what I like to do. And it doesn't have to be that way, it's just a way. Just a way. So yeah, let me know where you're watching from. What brings you back to watch these videos? If you've been before, there must be a reason why you've returned for more of these live painting videos. I just painted live on the weekend at an event in person. It was for Ronald McDonald House. And it's a place families can go, literally set up by McDonald's. These houses, they build these homes for families to go when their kids are sick in the hospital. They provide this like safe haven, almost like a mini hotel, like a boutique hotel sort of situation in these houses nearby the hospital. So families can have a place to rest if their kids are in the hospital and they can stay with their whole family. It's a beautiful, beautiful organization. And I had the privilege of painting for them on Friday. I don't know what day this is. The 14th, whatever day that is. So I set up an easel just like this, and I have painted a scene. Actually, I'll show you what I painted. Take a minute. See that painting in the corner? This one. This is what I painted that day. I'll bring it over. I'll hold it up for you to see. This one. It's 4 feet by 3 feet. And I did this. You can see the whole thing. I had it the evening to make it. And they live auctioned the painting. And it sold for $8,000. Yay! It did really well at the auction that night. This is the point where I start to get quiet because I'm focused. Oh, Hopper, I know. Acrylic paints are very forgiving in that if you're like, I don't like that, what I just did, you can paint over it. I'm just gonna let my cat outside. Come here. Come here. Here you go. I'm back. Dried chunks are getting in there. Let's wipe those away. And this part we can come back to in a bit, but we're just gonna somewhat keep using a little bit more of this paint here. And I'm still using the same brush I started the painting with, my 2-inch flat brush. Oh, my other cat wants to go outside. Do you want to go outside too? Come here. Okay. Both cats are outside. Okay. Very, very good. Yes, I have a reference picture. I show it a couple times in the video. I'll show you again. here we go. My reference picture. I most of the time have one. I can paint from my brain, my mind, so I use the reference picture, and then it's also, I would say it's more imagination. It's probably 75% imagination, 25% reference picture. So now we are going to start putting in some trees. I'm just using the edge of my brush to messily, really kind of messy, putting in this tree line. This part can take a while, so bear with me here. Now, all that underpainting, I'm not going to cover all of it up. I want to make sure we see a lot of that pink and purple and yellow still. Now, Impressionism is my style, okay? So it's messy, it's the impression of, that's what Impressionism is. The impression of, not an exact anything. It's your eyes fill in the details with Impressionism. It's a very loose approach in painting. And pop in a little purple. So I'm playing with both edges. I'm painting with the long skinny edge, and then I'm coming in here with the wide edge, back and forth. Now there's some bushes in there, so let's put in some bushes. We'll actually block in a little more of that tree's in the front. Maybe this tree's in front. And as I'm working wet on wet, it's picking up that undertone of lighter color, which makes the dark color already on my brush lighter, which pushes the lighter trees back further in the distance. And no tree line is perfectly straight across, so I'm like up and down, but I also don't want the up and down to be exactly like this. I want it to be like, so it's like improvising a dance with your brush. And I'm not thinking about it, I'm feeling it out. Now I kind of do want it, not a separation in between, but I want, it's going to kind of lower here, lower tree line kind of here, and then higher on the sides, but I don't want it to be either a loop like this. It's exact. It's going to be sort of gradual up and down, and it's just going to play up and down the scale of the piano, piano of my brush. So I don't want this to be the same as this height, the colors, the type of tree, like it's a mix. So that's why I touch a little bit over here, and then I come over here and touch, touch, touch for a while. Keeps it inconsistent. That's what I want, inconsistent. Nature is not perfect. It's not even that predictable. I mean, we generally kind of know when seasons are coming, but then all of a sudden, here in Edmonton, we have had snow in July. We've had snow in September when it's supposed to be warm. And then we've had really warm days in the winter. That's not very often, but Nature surprises us and delights us, and confuses us, and it has a way. It's its own animal. I like to see some of that color popping through, so I don't want to cover all of it up. Pretty soon you'll have a whole tree line going all the way across. So yes, please, if you have questions, please ask the questions in the comments and I will go and answer them. As probably off camera, but answering the questions live has become quite tricky. Please let me know what brings you back to watching my videos. What is it that you like? Why do you come back? Nice to know what people enjoy about what I do on here. So I paint with acrylics. If you go to my website, giselledenis.com, there's a section that's called Tools I Use, and you will see the type of paint that I'm using. You can go on there and click on those links and buy the paint that I use. I ship worldwide, and all of your palette knives, your brushes, your mediums. I add different mediums to my acrylics. I kind of mix up my own sort of recipe, so I don't really tell exactly what exactly. Also, I don't measure anything. So it's very fluid in the colors that I'm choosing and the mediums that I'm adding. Fluid in the moment. And it's all pretty intuitive. I always start with a plan, and then the plan kind of morphs and evolves as I work on a painting. And when things start to look too perfect, I like to go in there and mess it up. Oh yes, thank you. People say that a lot. You make it look easy. That's just years of painting that you're seeing, right? If you're attempting to paint for the first time, painting along with my video, and you're wondering why it didn't come out like mine, well, first of all, it shouldn't. You're painting it. I'm not. It's your hands. It's your arm. It's your eyes. It's your emotions, not mine. Make it yours. It shouldn't look like mine. Also, I've been painting for a really long time, so that's like playing a song for the first time on guitar, or you're just starting out and you're watching someone who's been playing for many, many years. Obviously, it takes time to develop the skill. And they make it look easy, and it's frustrating. Because even though I've played guitar for years, I suck at it. I play piano and I sing, and I'm happy with that. It is frustrating when you've been trying to do something for a long time and it's still not working out. But I don't have time to put into guitar like I do with painting and piano playing and stuff like that. So if I put in the time, of course, you'll improve putting in the time. I say you kind of get out of it what you put into it. And sometimes after a while, I just said to myself, you know what, I'm not a guitar player. I'd rather spend the time, if I'm going to spend time playing music, I'm going to spend time with piano and just getting better at piano. Because I already know piano. Maybe I'll learn guitar in my next lifetime. So now I'm just touching in some yellow for the highlights on the trees, kind of bringing some of them forward, giving light on some of the further back ones, in between ones. Wonderful. Oh, watching my favorite artist from South Carolina. Oh, it's Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Love my friend Sarah. We talk on the phone sometimes. She's my friend. She's the best. Sarah, I think, found me here on Facebook and has bought some paintings from me, which is super cool to know that people can find you just by watching a live video. So now I'm just touching in a little bit of like white blue just to add in more color into this background trees. And you know, you can add some pink. Let's add some pink. Why not? And then even down in here, got some bushes that have like maybe some flowers in them. So let's put some pink in there. So I'm literally holding the brush like this and just like touch, 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 touch all the way across the canvas. And then kind of bring the bushes down a little bit. Not perfectly straight across. It's kind of a mess along the river. Or whatever, the water's edge of the lake. It could be a river, it could be a lake. Now we're going to bring the water all the way down to the bottom. Leaving some of that color that we see underneath there. Let's bring it forward a little bit, add a little pink to our brush. Pretty soon I gotta get some more white down. We're gonna get more white, but we'll do that in a second. Coming along, folks. It's coming along. I'm just gonna add more white to my palette. So this is a mix of my medium. It's clear medium. There's no pigment. It's like the same structure that they use basically to make the paint. You take the medium and then they add pigment. Oh, I don't exactly know how, but something like that. Now this is the white. Let's stir, stir, stir. The medium makes your paint go further, essentially. That's kind of the main thing. Because paint's expensive, medium's less expensive. But it's more about playing with different mediums, making your own concoction with what kind of recipe that you like the best. Adding it to your paint, sometimes it tones down the color, sometimes it can make it less shiny or more shiny. You can make your open time, which means when you put your paint down on this, your open time will be longer if you add, they call it retarder, and they can also do the opposite and make it dry slower. So increase open time or slow down open time on your paint. I don't really use those. I just kind of, as far as like open time, I just kind of work with the open time that this paint. We glitched there for a sec. We're back. Okay, what was I doing? I was extending the water down to the bottom of the canvas. So let's kind of have to keep an eye on the time because again, I paint in between things. I want to go to my son's volleyball game. I try not to miss a game. So I have to be done by then. Another fun challenge is with painting is give yourself a time limit. Paint when you only have an hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes. This will, the challenge, when we give ourselves challenges, this makes us better. Makes us better. Now adding some of those wavy textury waves to our water. And we have some purple because it's reflecting in the sky, so we'll put what we see in the sky in the water. Even darker over here. A lot of this is going to be not seen, but it's the undertones that we are just incorporating as well, because we're going to do a bunch of foliage and some trees, and then it's going to be done. Just like that. Bing, bang, boom in like an hour. We have some purple here, purpley pink. And there's a bit of orange here, so let's do some orange. And yellow, a little bit there. Again, it's not exact, it's just in general. I don't add a lot of water to my brush, but sometimes. In this case, we're gonna do a bit of orange and water mixed in with the white. Okay, it's looking good, it's looking good. Now, I do want to do a little more, see some more fall. Colors in this one section here. We'll kind of duplicate what we see in the picture. There's a section of yellow, there's a bit over here too. And we're also going to pop in this red, which is going to be mixed with like red, orange, acridone red, got burnt orange as well. Put a little bit there. A little more bright orange in here. Along that edge, we've got a little more of it. We can do more of this in a bit. Now it's time to block in where we want some trees. So let's do that. I think I'll use my knife just to have a little more looseness. So there's some trees kind of here that are kind of up like this. So we're just gonna do this, slicing the edge of my knife. And we'll kind of, trees are in the foreground. So it's like you're standing in a forest and then on the edge of the water, and these branches are coming up from where we're standing. And it's just fun. I know it seems scary because you're like, oh my God, she just like sliced right into it. She just did. You're standing here and be like, holy, it's happening. It's happening, people. But nothing's too precious. And then same thing down here. We're gonna start bringing in these sort of, what do you call them? Bulrushes, kind of, the edge of the water. And it's kind of a mix of purple and brown, kind of. We'll put some green in there too, but these are the branches kind of growing up. And then the same thing, there'll be some on this side too. Let's do a little bit. And then we're going to put some bigger trees in the foreground, kind of growing on the water's edge here too. And I do paint the edges of all my paintings. I just kind of keep the painting going around the edge. I don't want it to be the same on that side. A lot of that white's mixing in, which is fine. I do want a little bit darker branches coming in here, so. I haven't decided if I'm going to come all the way across yet or not. All these little decisions to make. And sometimes I get talking and I forget what I was doing and it just fills itself in, and that's okay too. There's some yellow mixed in with some pink. So these are a nice fall bush kind of coming in here. Fill it in a little more. We can come back in there too, because pretty soon I'm going to get in my palette knife trees. We're going to do some birch trees. Now the one I sold is on the wall over there, so I'm just looking at it kind of also as a guide, but I don't want it to be exactly like this one. It's its own painting, so we're not going to get too hung up on it making it the same. This is not a commission, it's just making a painting for my next art show. We need a little more of that dark green, so let's put some of that in. What we got so far. So I mix, most of it mixes on palette here and mixes also on the canvas. What other color do I need? Oh, okay, so let's do knife again. Get some trees, sort of, I got some gray on my knife. Now I'm switched to my palette knife. So this tree's behind and it kind of starts, it ends there and there. So kind of, not going to be straight up and down, it's going to be just the first layer. And it's a nice wide, big trunk. This is a birch tree. And see how those undertones kind of pull in. I like the texture you can get and achieve with the knife. A lot of texture. See, this is how much paint we're putting on my knife. This is a palette knife. Yay, catching alive. Thanks, Jessie. Thanks for popping in. I've been to New York. I've been to New York. Oh, that's not New York. North Carolina. I'm sorry. I haven't been there, not yet. Okay, we need more gray. So we'll add my recipe of mediums first. But thanks for taking the time to watch, guys. It's so awesome that people enjoy watching the process. Got a whole bunch of you, I don't know what you're saying, because you're saying a different language, but that's okay, because you don't understand me either, maybe. I find a lot of you are watching from different parts of the world. and that is super fun. So love to hear what brings you back to watch these videos. What made you stick around to watch, even for like 2 minutes? What was it that you enjoyed? I know that these get long, these videos, but you can watch them all also on YouTube. So I download these videos and I put them in YouTube as well. I'm going to put a little bit of white, orange, yellow. So the birch tree, because this one's behind, I kind of want to finish it off before I add the next one. So we'll just kind of start with this. And then we'll drag across like that with our knife. And kind of do that, and then come back in with some white in some spots, and then we'll put in this brown, like right here, and it's got one going out like that. And like this. Maybe like that. It's messy, it's chunky, it's not exact how I see it in this photograph, but that's what I mean by taking something and making it yours. I tell people, don't paint like me, paint like you. I'll try and remember to say that at the end of this video. We don't need more Giselle paintings out there. We need your paintings out there. So, what does... Did y'all hear my phone ringing? Hey, that's looking like a tree. It looks like a tree. It's a tree, it's a tree. Next tree. Next tree. So I also have these palettes in my website. If you go to my website, giselledenis.com, there's a section that says tools I use, and there's a drop-down menu, and it says palette knives and painting palette. You can buy all of these things. Great tools. This changed my life. The palette, this changed my life. My palette knife, the easel changed my life. All really great tools for painters. So if you're out there and you're looking for the best, there's different versions of this easel on the website too. So it's, you know, if you're like, oh my God, no, I don't want to spend that much on an easel, no problem. There's lots of options, there's lots of choices similar to it. They ship worldwide as well. So have a look if you need some tools. So this tree, I want it to be wider than the one beside it. So let's just expand. It's harder to take away. It's easier to add with painting than take away. So try not to second guess yourself when you lay something down, and just trust that decision you made was a good one. And so if you make a mistake and go, ooh, I don't like what I did there, keep it in the back of your mind. It's easier to add than it is to take away. So whatever that looks like in your process, maybe that's helpful. Maybe. When you know, you know. People like saying that. It's true. When you know, you know. What time is it? 3:20. I have about 45 minutes left to stick around, but I don't think we'll be here that much longer. because we're going to do, I would say we have maybe, well, I don't want you to call me on that, but maybe 20 more minutes we'll be done. So whatever peaks you lay down with the good quality paint, that paint stays. So whenever I do this and leave it, it's going to dry like that. This paint keeps its integrity of the way you've laid it down. It will hold its peaks. Oh, there's a New Yorker. Hello, Suzanne. Very cool, very cool. I was saying earlier, I've been there to a lady, it said NC. I thought I said NC. It was N. I thought I said NY. It said NC. My bad. But yes, I love New York. Only been there once, but it was super cool. All right, next, do something like that. Have fun with the knots in the trees. Sometimes there's a line across, and sometimes there's a knot. You want it to be, I want it to be playful and also natural. And if someone says to you, oh my gosh, I love your painting, you know, this is hard for some artists to hear, you should just say thank you and not tell them all the things that you think are wrong with it. Finger Lakes in New York. Beautiful. Oh, very cool. Love that. Sounds beautiful. Maybe I should look up what that looks like. A scene like that would look like. I just sold a painting that looks like this to a lady in Colorado, in Colorado, which was super cool to see. I've got a fan over there. Now I'm just adding little colorful touches to the tree bark. Like there's some green, there's some purple and pink, and now a little bit of orange, just because I can. So yes, it's coming together. I'm gonna do some, maybe these are flowers, maybe these are leaves. Just adding color, texture down in here. I do like what you can do with your imagination. The sky is the limit with your imagination. Williamsburg. Diane from Williamsburg. Where's that? Where's Williamsburg? Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're inspired. Good. That's fulfilling enough for me. And maybe this inspired you to go write a poem, write a song, write more of that book that you've been writing. Who knows? But it could inspire and spark. Anything can inspire and spark. People ask that a lot. What inspires you? I'm like, I don't know, everything. Everything inspires me. Anything can inspire me, I guess, maybe I should say. And you're kind of always on the lookout for things when you kind of stay warm in your creativity. That means that you're kind of always in tune with going on around you. And you're just paying attention. Oh, my cat's back. Does that mean he wants in? The cat came back the very next day. Here he comes. You want back in? Where's your sister? Where's your sister at? I have a boy cat and a girl cat. I'm going to put in, I'm having fun with this sort of pink, purple sections I've added down in the grassy bulrushes. I'm just touching it into the edge there of the forest tree line. What am I saying? Where's mine? Here's my brush. I want to put some of that just with my softer brush in here and here before I get carried away with the trees in the foreground. I'm just going to put a little more effort into back in here. Maybe some down in there. And also a bit more pink. Which pink? This pink, not that pink. This pinky orangey pink. Do a little bit there. I just want some more color in the center of the painting. So let's just pay attention to this spot for a second. Okay, so let's keep going with those trees with the knife. Lots of paint on the knife. The knife gives you less control. So it's a fun tool to play with. I'll do one kind of here. It really serves the impressionist style. The knife is a fun tool to play with. If you're looking to have less control, said no one ever, just kidding. Try painting with a knife. But really, do we hear that very often? I want to learn how to have less control. I don't know, I was talking to someone about this earlier today, about how things can work out when you let go of control. It's pretty interesting how the universe, when we give the universe a little minute to control things, sometimes things work out just better, but the universe doesn't work on our timeline. It usually seems like it's last minute. Does anybody relate to that? Things work out and you're like, oh, it was right in the nick of time. And the universe is like, hold on, I was getting to it. Yeah, in the meantime, we're like having a heart attack about it, worrying so much about whatever it is that we worried about. But really, funny how we don't trust that things will work out, that things will be okay. And I don't know what that's all about, but why we tend to resist trust. But maybe we are being taken care of after all. My mic still working? Is this thing on? It's kind of weird if you've ever recorded a live video. It feels like you're just talking to yourself for 2 hours while your family hears you in the other room. Okay, so in my reference picture, there's really only 3 major trees in the painting, but it's my painting. So I am going to do what I want. I'm going to do, I don't like to do evens, meaning if there's 3 on this side, I don't want to do 3 trees on this side. I want to do 3 over here and maybe 4 over here, or 2 over there. So I think I'll do 2 and 3. So we'll have a total of 5 trees. And they're gonna be not separated evenly, but maybe we'll do one close-ish together. So kind of right there. I'm gonna need more gray right away. Reach it, sister. Okay, people are listening. That's good. I kind of snorted there a little bit. Some food for thought. See, this is what I mean by kind of work out life when I'm painting. Think about things that someone told me or that I read, or I just sort of, I don't know, some things I discover on my own too, and I just kind of regroup, reset. My thinking is a little bit, I don't know, too controlled or something. We're almost there, guys. We have like maybe 15 more minutes, and then, so a painting's never finished. Or whoop, wrong color. But we need white, so let's do that white. Painting's never done. You just have to know when to stop. And that just comes with practice. Years of practice. Let's get what we can out of the lid. We don't want to waste any more than we need to. Stir, stir, stir. So really, I only use 2 tools. Well, 3, 4. Mainly the palette knife, mainly the 2-inch flat brush, and this little scraping tool for getting paint out of my jar. I did a little bit of background trees with this little 1-inch brush. Yes, medium. It's a mixture of mediums. It's like my secret recipe of mediums. I don't really tell you what it is because it's, I don't measure anything. But also mediums, there's a lot of different kind of mediums you can buy, and I like kind of mixing my own recipe and then in this jar, and then I'm adding them to my paints, and it's not always the same. And yeah, so if you want to check out mediums, you can, there are sample packs you can buy on mediums. There's, buy a couple smaller jars, see what you like. Some add shine to your paint, some adds more matte look to your paint. So I'm back in with my knife here, and I don't want these trees to be the same width. So this second one will be wider than the first. Chunky, fun texture. And then we'll do a third tree a little bit further over here. And we will lean it a bit like that. And sometimes looseness also can develop when you are painting on the quicker side. So if you take usually a couple weeks to make a painting and you want to become looser in your process, give yourself 1 day. Switch it up. If you're feeling stagnant or stuck for whatever reason, changing something about how you're doing it, your approach, can help that. If you're typically doing things the same way all the time, what is that called, the definition of crazy, when we expect different results from doing the same thing over and over again, like the same way. The definition of crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my white / yellow orange touches. We got some of this happening on here. So we'll do this tree first because it's a little bit behind this one. And we're just going to start bringing it in. These are birch trees, very prominent in my province here of Alberta. Poplar trees is probably poplar. Oh, there's my other cat, is the most common tree, I would say. Come here, Ellie. Hi. Just letting in my other cat. I have 2 cats. But these are birch trees. They have like a bark that you peel off, and it's like they used to write on it like a piece of paper in ancient times. Back in the old days, this bark that peels off. There was a birch forest out in the back where I grew up. We used to peel it off and we would draw and color on it. Pretty cool. Okay, that's good. Now this tree's in front. So we'll just randomly place these white chunks of bark. We still have more on, so let's wipe it on to this tree. Maybe a little pink's gonna pop, maybe a bit of mauve. So let me know where you're watching from, folks. This painting is coming to a close. Our time together is nearing the end. If you want to know when I'm going live next, you'll have to put notifications on your Facebook page. Facebook that you want to know when my page goes live next. Set that notification up so you can get that notification. I don't know when I'll do it next. Possibly tomorrow. I like to paint every single day. Not every single one is alive because I do like to make reels, which is that 1-minute clip you will see of my paintings, fast forward highlights done in a minute, and I can't do both in one session. I got to do a live, or I got to do just the just a live or a reel. Can't do both. Randomly putting in these spots where this branch is going to come out from this part of the tree. And other spots, we've got lines, we've got knots in the tree. I'm going to need more of that, that brown. It's not black, it looks black in the video, but it's a nice brown color. So let's get some more of that. Where is it? Here we go. We had a good audience today. Maybe tag a friend who has not heard of my work. Share the love. Let them have a look-see at this video too. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have questions or comments. Happy to answer. This painting is for sale. It will be available at the end of this video. I'm going to post the size, price, and the name. So, which all will come to me shortly, hopefully. We will get it out there. So now I'm going to just darken up these branches. And then next we're going to come down in here and add a little more color to those bushes. And then we'll also put some branches up at the trees above. So let's bring this out more. And one. These bushes are going to come up a little bit. Light green, dark green. Oh, Ellie, you're so crazy. My cat just leaped in the air like 4 feet. Come here, Ellie. You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Nothing like cats in a video. Oh, no, maybe not. What are you doing, Ellie? I think I will bring, I'm going to bring the bulrushes all the way across. I'm feeling. Slowly fill in the bottom and the tops. The tree tops have this nice orange I also want to do this green, so let's get this mix going of the color green that I want. Mixing in like 3 different greens, maybe a bit of brown. Brighten it up a little more. Kind of sort of that color. So it's mixing on the palette, mixing on hard. I don't want to stand in front of everything I'm doing. We want also this, I'll have to mix in some more yellow. There's a there's a section of yellow leaves kind of here. And down here too. But it really, the end is where the real painting really starts to come alive, is those last little bits of color. Feels good. It's like the end of a workout. That's what the end of a painting feels like to me. I feel good that I got some work done. I made a painting. I was accomplished something in my day. Feels good. Feels good. So I laid down a few. I got 4 different colors to lay down. That was my medium, mix of mediums, and now my color. So I've got my titanium white. These are all golden acrylics. And I've got my cad yellow. Almost done, folks. Yes, the paint palette closes up with a lid. I sell these on my website. If you go to the website, giselledenis.com, you will see tools I use. And under the drop-down menu, you'll see palette knives. This palette knife, and you'll see my painting palette, and I ship them worldwide. So yeah, check those out. It seals up like a Tupperware. There's a wet sponge layer that goes down first, then you wet the acrylic paper that comes with it, then you start laying down your paint. And this can be reused for weeks and weeks and weeks. So none of this goes to waste. This is the tray. And yeah, it changed my painting life. I used to paint on a ice cream pail lid. Oops, that's not the right color. Where's orange? There it is. And so much paint gets wasted that way. You think, oh, I'll just put a Ziploc bag. Put this tray on a Ziploc bag. Doesn't really work very well. Oh, hello, Ellie. Hi. Are you saying hi? Hi. Hello, Miss Ellie. Do you want to come say hi to everybody? Come see Mama. This is my cat, Ellie. She has cross-eyed blue eyes. She's a Siamese. She hates to be picked up, as you can tell. Ellie! Oh, okay. We've had her for 5 years, and she still does not let you pick her up. But if you sit down on the couch, she will come and sit on your lap. So that's how I get my snuggles in with that cat. The black cat is a tuxedo cat with a white tie right here, and then a white little belly button. The black cat is Hopper, and the Siamese that just jumped out of my arms is 11, or Ellie is her nickname. Her full name is Ellie. 11. Okay, back to painting. We're almost done. Let's keep going. We're near the finish line. Okay, what do we need? Let's do a bit of this green. I don't want to cover up the trees too much. I want to be careful about that. I do like this yellow. And we'll do a bit of a lighter yellow down in here. I do like that mauve that I brought into some of the leaves up in there, so we're gonna bring it in some more. Got a little pink, a little white, a little purple. I do want to put it down here too. And bring it in back into here a little bit. I hope you found this video entertaining, maybe learn something about painting, maybe you learned something about yourself. Maybe it inspired you to pick up that pen to write something down or type something out or do something creative with your day. It truly is a joy for me to share the process of a painting being made. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Almost done, guys. Let's do a bit more of this bright color. Like mixing 2, 3 colors, 4 colors together here. People ask me what color that was. I'm like, it's a mix of 5 colors. Now I'm just kind of bringing in this one. Sometimes I like to put in some more taller bush branches, just kind of create a little more randomness. And then we've got a few more points of interest. Almost done. Just want to do a little more. Right here. This one tree wants to stand out. Maybe this one does too. Sometimes the individual trees get lost in the laying down of color, and so I just want to bring out a few highlighted trees in this tree line just to create a little more visual interest in this, what's going on back here. Trees that said, hey, you covered me up, bring me back to life. And keep saying we're done-ish, but and I'll come back in with my knife and I'll do it just a little bit more. Just a little bit. With this color, red, where did it go? This one. This is a burnt orange. It's called burnt orange, and it's like, it's more red than orange, but okay. I need to be done in like 5 minutes. So I don't know how long we were live for, but I said this painting takes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. So thanks all for sticking around. If you watched for 5 minutes, thank you. If you watched for 20 minutes, thank you. If you were here the whole time, that's awesome. This is what it's like to build a painting, 30 by 60 painting in my studio process. Okay. Just filling in these little spots a little more. But that's mostly it, folks. I'm going to sign the bottom right side of the painting with my signing brush that looks like this. And we will take you with me to sign. This is kind of what I do. Take off these gloves. Gloves are helpful. So it's going to get shaky for a second. Bear with me as I disconnect my phone from the tripod. It's going to get bumpy. And we'll take you with me over. So here we go. This is the painting from my view before you were just seeing it with painted from the other perspective, right? So I'm going to sign the bottom right side now over here. Let's sign it right here. This is tough to do holding the phone, but we'll go for it. So I always sign it in the materials that I painted it in. Get a little closer. It's pretty wet to sign at the moment, but that's okay. I gotta get some more paint here. I usually wait till it's drier before I sign it, but just for the video's sake, it's too wet. Let's try over again. It's still too wet. Anyway, you get the idea. that says Giselle Denis. I'll come over it again once it's dry some more. I see a little thing I want to fix, so why not take you with me to do that? There's a chunk of paint that I want to kind of break up a little bit. So this red piece here, there we go. That's better. Maybe this one has some yellow on the end of it, and up there too. Okay, I like that better. So when you stand back and look at something, you want to change something, you just give it a breather moment. And I just want to make some of these grasses filled in a bit more. All the way across the bottom to give it a little more foundation. So yeah, just taking you with me on this little painting journey. And filling it in a little more. It's a bumpy road, folks, down here. Okay. So there we are. The 30 by 60 inch painting is complete, and I'm gonna post the final painting in the comments. So if you have questions, let me know. That's the painting. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna put the painting in the comments with the size and the price and the name, of course. Just reconnecting my tripod. So yeah, if you have questions, pop them in the comments. I'm gonna go head on over to the comments now and answer your questions and go watch my son's volleyball game. So I hope you had a great time watching this video. And remember, don't paint like me, paint like you. See you next time.